here.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
And then let me check on the YouTube to see if we've gone live. Cool. I think we're up and running.
We're up and running. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to leave my phone here so I can monitor the chat there as well to see when folks come in. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
And I'm JB. How's everyone doing?
Woo! JB. I am tired, but I bet you are exhausted because you just came back yesterday from San Diego Comic-Con.
I sure did. And as of right now in San Diego, it is a lovely 5:03 p.m., probably 70 degrees, and not a cloud in the sky. In Ohio tonight, it is rainy, hot, and 8:03.
Florida is much of the same. Hey, Tabitha, what up? Nice of you to finally join one of our live streams.
Hey, Tab.
It's tabulous. Yeah. I got mine too. After we had a little meeting with Tab last week, and after that, we finally crossed over to 10,000.
Oh, we did it. I know.
Followers mark.
After we finally talked about it, it happened.
Yes, it happened. We were hoping it happened before Comic-Con, but it literally happened the day Comic-Con ended.
Yeah, which is fine. So
this is fine. We got there. What's up, Sil? What's up, Homer fan? What's up, Tabitha? Yeah, so Abby won't be here tonight. She's a little under the weather, so we're sending her all the good vibes and hoping she feels well. Hello, Sam, Wolf. Sam, not gonna get that one. But yeah,
you gave up already.
I tried.
2 attempts.
Yeah, it's so why are we here on
Yahoo? I will definitely say it was. One of the comic book writers out there wrote that Comic-Con now belongs where it always belonged, with the comics and with the artists. There was a lot of people. I think they broke attendance records. So I don't know if it means that talent's necessary to have a good con sometimes.
It really isn't. And let's face it, when you go to a convention, 99% of the people aren't going to see any of the celebrities. It's the people who hang out at like Hall H all day to see one little thing.
I will tell you how Hall H looked.
I've seen the photos. It looked like a ghost town.
I don't know why there's security, but there was. They had tents and like corrals, but no one was there. And literally they had like 4 people standing there like this the entire day. And it's like, why are you here? No one's standing there.
Samania.
Okay. Wolf.
Samania. Very glad to hear that the Bosburgers Comic-Con was good this year. Yeah, so unfortunately I didn't get to go. JB went, and JB and Adam, of course, held it down for North to Wharf there at the meetup. But JB, speak to Comic-Con itself. It was weird this year because, again, no talent. A lot of our writers aren't there either. Some people did come through, like director-wise.
We had
their guild's fine, so.
Yeah, we had some executives come through. We had some directors come through. We had some supervisor directors come through that stopped at the booth to say, hey. There was a lot of people from the show around, but it wasn't writers or like voice actors. It was behind the scenes people.
Let me ask you this. Can you hear the TV in the background? Just let me know.
No, are you watching a stupid baseball game?
It's just a simple no. It's a simple no, JB.
Why do you watch them? They're so bad.
I'm not watching baseball. When I put my dog in our bed to lay down, I like to put on a TV so she can listen to it.
Okay.
Saul Simon was there.
Baseball. Yes, he was there.
He is currently in Japan, though.
Yeah, enjoying himself. It's nice.
Yeah, it is very nice. Can confirm. So did con stuff aside, how did working the booth at Comic-Con, because you worked the Toddland booth, which is every year either the best booth of the con, voted best booth, or in the runner-up position. The lines
Yep.
are always packed. It's always crazy. How did this year differ from the first year we went?
Okay, so this year's Comic-Con, I will say, everything happened a day earlier than it happened last year. Hey, Mario. Hey,
Hey,
Adam.
buddy.
Mario, of course, I have to say a huge thank you. I've been trying to figure out how to formulate the text for the thank you for that lovely lunch you gave us and for driving us around Old Town. But now Mario was nice enough to hang out, wait for us to finish our shift at Toddland, and then go out to lunch with us and hang out.
Mario was at the
Awesome.
con.
He came up with Will Strode of the Great North.
Nice.
And he brought Perry Zimbardo, the not Zeke's dad, but the background character that most people think is Zeke's dad.
That's not his last name. It's Zimbalist,
Zimbalist, right? Sorry.
And it's also Bob Cephalus.
Bob Cephala, actually.
So, okay, that's why I wasn't
there.
there.
Yeah. So the booth this year, there was more stuff. We brought more Bob's things, and it was chaos. There was Rupert, and there was Wheelie Mammoths, and there was this pin that was the pin of the con, essentially. This one right here.
Oh, yes, the San Diego.
San Diego. It is big. It's very detailed, and it's gold plated, and it looks so nice, and it's sold out so fast.
Golly.
Pretty much.
We'll check you later.
This one also, Suns Out, Buns Out, was a big seller, as well as the Some Like It Bot, which I also got. It was one of those things.
The Gold Rudy?
I do have him too. He turned out so good. He's like reflective gold. It's so awesome.
I remember hearing about that months ago. I was like, I can't wait to see how that one turns out.
It turned out real good.
That was the surprise. Like, that was the surprise pin. I can't remember if he announced it early, but he was going on that was going to be the surprise of the con.
And then this was the other one, the Mad Flax Curry Road Burger from the Some Like It Bot episode. And those were the big ones that everyone got because those were the Comic-Con exclusives for San Diego. But it was nuts. We sold out. Instead of being Saturday, we were pretty much sold out Friday.
Jesus. Now, was a lot of it like people picking up orders, or were people actually buying stuff there as well?
So pickup orders were pretty sparse the first couple of days.
Really?
We would get I think maybe I filled 15 in one day, and you worked it before, and so is Adam. We're it's usually crazy busy.
Yeah.
But instead, it was most of the orders it seemed probably came Sunday. Adam can probably confirm that, or Saturday night. But when we were there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I only filled a handful. But there was a new system in place to go through the line and grab people who just were picking up. So that seemed to help things along and make things go faster.
Yeah, perhaps like an express line for just pickups only.
It was nice.
Nice. And I hear you had a special guest come through that was waiting specifically for you.
I don't know if it was specifically. He was getting stuff too. But yes.
But he wanted to get it from you by name.
He did. It was pretty cool. He waited in line, which we usually don't make people wait in line if they work on the show because we know they got places to be.
Yeah.
Usually the panel, and it was panel day. So it was cool enough that Bernard Dearman showed up. He is the director of the movie. He directs a lot of episodes. He is one of the guys that's if you get to see him, he's amazing. And his sketches of the family are absolutely so detailed and good.
I would say past Lauren and past Nora, Bernard. I can never get that. Is it Bernard, like Burr and Nerd?
I believe so. He's
Bernard.
awesome.
It's so hard to get it out of my name or get it out of my mouth. But and let's not gloss over this, okay? From what JB told me, JB was working the line, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here. And then you hear somebody say, "Hey, JB from North to Wharf."
That is true.
And you look up, and it's Jesus himself, Bernard Dearman.
Yeah.
Dearman.
With his hand out, ready to shake or high five. He was fine with either of them.
And you weren't wearing any from North to Wharf gear.
No, I had to wear the Toddland shirt.
You had to wear the Toddland
shirt. Which was cool.
Shirt.
It was cool. The Wheelie Mammoth front and back was super cool.
I can't wait to get mine. Hopefully Todd remembered.
He did.
And
I have your lanyard, so
Gah! With the
He'll send
badge.
he'll send you the badge. He's got it.
Oh god, Todd's such a
Oh,
stupid
there is
dude.
a cool thing to show off about the badge, but we'll get to that.
Okay, bet. So yeah, how was that like to have somebody that we respect so much, essentially third in command at the show, to not only like you got to meet him, but he knows you by name and he knows where you're from and he knows your show.
Well, the first thing he asked, besides like after that, when I shook his hand and said, "Hey, how's it going? It's awesome to meet you." He was like, "How did the meetup go?"
And that hadn't happened yet, right?
So it did. That was
Okay.
a little bit later, but it was so cool that he was like, "Glad it went well. Glad it turned out great. Sorry I couldn't go. I had to get ready for the panel." So
So was this
okay.
on Saturday?
It was Saturday morning.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I had assumed it happened before the
We
panel.
saw him at the panel talking to Simon, and we wanted to say hey to Simon, but he was busy talking, and we're like, well, I don't want to interrupt that.
Yeah.
So instead, we were cool. We were lucky enough to get to talk to Mikey, who works on products, and
Yeah.
also with Janelle, who's like the right hand besides Nora to Lorne. So
Mm-hmm. And Brooke, of course, can't forget
and
about Brooke.
Brooke was amazing. I can't say enough amazing things about Brooke Kiesling over at
Frickin'
Talent, basically a talent acquisition at Bento Box.
yes, yeah,
We'll
frickin'
get into
MVP.
what she did and how cool that was.
Ye-
She was cool enough to get us into the Crapopolis premiere early and get to hang out with people in the back.
mhm.
It was just awesome, all the stuff she was able to do for us.
I will tease this. Somebody from the Great North showed up for the meetup, and then didn't know where we were because they were outside the Hilton.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's like, I showed up at 2:30 and I'm looking around. I didn't see anybody.
Oh,
Like,
who was it?
Paul
Oh no,
Scarlotta.
not
Yeah,
Scarlotta.
yeah.
Damn.
He's like, I
Sorry,
was
Paul.
there, but I didn't see anybody. I was like, I'm sorry, bud.
Sorry, Paul. Brooke didn't like sitting out in the sun and getting sweaty, so she recommended we go into the Hilton.
Yeah, she kind of commandeered that thing from what I'm in the
She
best way,
did.
of course.
Yeah, in the best way. Like we were like, should we do this? And she's like, ask for permission later. And
Yeah,
just like went up there, went to the third floor, and she's like, this is cooler. There's lots of room. My work here is done. I'm going to help get the panels ready. I will see you guys tomorrow on the floor. And
and
that was it.
not
She
for
took
nothing.
pictures and left.
Not for nothing. I've worked at a hotel before. If there's a large group like what you had, 100+ people, they're not gonna say, "Hey, you guys need to leave." They don't. They're not paid enough to care.
Mhm.
They're not gonna shut you down. You're fine.
It was the security that was a little weirded out, I think, by us because they're like, you need to have passes. You need to have passes. And we're like, we're in a hotel.
Yeah, this isn't Comic Con, my guy.
We're not going to the Omni. We're not trying to get into the ballroom. We're literally just hanging out.
This was one of the things because this is an offsite panel. You don't necessarily Comic Con to go to this, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
We made sure of that. We wanted it to be something that fans could have access to who didn't have tickets to Comic Con because they're expensive.
Yeah.
And we wanted it to just be something you can hang out and have fun, meet other fans, take pictures, win prizes, get grab bags, and just enjoy yourself, really.
Now, the panel itself was also in the same hotel. Did you need a Comic Con badge to get into that?
You did. They checked.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So you had the craziness that is the Toddland booth. How was Comic Con in general? Was there like a vibe of like, oh, we are missing talent? Was that like a big cloud hanging over everybody's head, or was it business as usual?
No, it was more business than usual. Like it was insanely busy. It felt like you couldn't move in certain spots, especially by Toddland.
Yeah.
The new Sandland game was real highlighted. Final Fantasy 15, the Square Enix booth, the Ghibli booth. All of them were kind of combined by the Hulu booth where Toddland is. It was all kind of in that section. They were just packed.
Were you all in the same area that we were in last year?
Mm-hmm. Same block, same everything.
Nice. So what was the big seller, not pin wise, but like merch wise? What was everybody looking for at the
everyone was looking for either this shirt, which was the burger of the day, Suns Out, Buns Out.
Mm-hmm.
They were going for that. They were going for the San Diego, which had that design from the pin, but just on a blue or gray. It looked really good on blue.
Mm-hmm.
The other big sellers were the tote bags.
Oh,
which were a good story. These sold out completely.
Good.
But this artwork right here is drawn by a fan who unfortunately passed away, and we were trying to do something with it for a while, but then the internet, people from like Redbubble and stuff, stole it,
Yeah.
and we're putting it on everything, mouse pads, t-shirts. But he's right here on the bottom. I don't see if I can get him. Yeah, there he is, right
There you
there.
go. Yeah.
That's him. He drew it, and Todd was able to get a hold of his sister, and Ben Togo was able to help out, and they made this bag and offered the lanyard with it for $10.
That's so good.
And it was mostly just so his artwork could get out there.
That's such a huge bag too.
Oh, it's a great bag. Like, it was such an easy add-on, because people, like, they would buy shirts or get stuff, and they're like, you know what, I need a bag. Go ahead and throw that on there, because they wanted the lanyard. Comic-Con handed out, I don't even think I have it anymore. It was that cheap Amazon Prime lanyard that could barely hold pins.
Yeah.
So they saw these and were like, yeah, they're woven, they're nice, they're durable. So people were very quick to just be like, yeah, I'll take that.
And that's a good alternative to the giant ugly bags that Hulu was giving out, the like life-size bags.
I don't even think Todd maybe grabbed us some, but I didn't grab one.
They're already
they
on.
Were so big.
Yeah, they're I mean, I'm 5'2", and I guarantee you those bags are at least like 3 foot, 3.5 feet. Yeah,
we use them to bring stuff to the like meetup and stuff. Besides this bag,
I saw that.
And it was just obnoxiously big. I didn't have any room in my suitcase to fold it up.
Yeah, it's I assume it's for like carrying like poster tubes and yada yada. But yeah, I hate those things with a passion. You can get one on eBay for like $15 right now. Of course, there's a lot of things you can get on eBay for way more than what they cost. All those free pins.
Oh, speaking of, yeah. The pin this year was Teddy. Here he is, right here. A lot of glare.
If you put your hand in front of it, usually it'll.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
He's nice. He's cute. He's great. But yeah, don't pay like an absurd amount of money for that. If you probably ordered something through Toddland, he probably will give you one.
Oh, Todd's good. The only thing that's a little trickier to get, that if you really want one, I would say, hey, sure, spend the money, is of course the Coochie Copies.
Yeah.
$5 at the con.
There is a story about these, and they were hard to get. So
that's what I hear. Luckily, I can't remember who it was, but it was either you or Todd or somebody said, hey, message them.
Todd suggested that you message them.
Okay, I was a little hesitant, and I was like, all right, we'll see what we can do.
So these guys were from UCC, but the thing we didn't know is that they were a lottery, and you had to get a ticket ahead of time to get in line to get them. They were cool enough for some people who kept coming back and asking. They'd be like, just come back in like an hour.
Yeah.
And you can get them. So they were pretty cool and flexible about it, especially after the first couple days. But the first couple, they were very much like, no, you need the ticket. Yeah. And it kind of sucked because you'd see these people with these massive UCC bags just loaded with stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that some fans were able to finally get them. It really was just kind of like asking and kind of just hanging around. And eventually I think they were just like, yeah, you guys can just have it.
Yeah, I mean, I know it probably wasn't the biggest ticket item. It was for Bob's fans. But again, if we're being honest, Bob's, while big, is a very niche audience, and UCC puts out a lot of stuff. And this is the only Bob's Burgers thing they put out there. So, but we were lucky enough to get our hands on some. So
I almost feel like I want to call Brooke Kiesling the fairy godmother, because she basically made it all happen.
That woman is a godsend. I wasn't even there. I was just hearing everything secondhand. But yeah, she seems amazing. We got to do something for her. It's like a thank you card or something.
Something that we can do.
So Comic-Con, of course, is so huge for us. It's the second year that we've been able to participate in it, and that's not lost on us. A tiny little show like ours is able to hang out and just be in the same room with all these amazing people. And our little contribution to all that is the fan, which we co-host with
Teen Apocalypse.
Teen Apocalypse. Again, wasn't there. Me and JB had been planning the meetup for probably since like August of last year.
Yeah.
it's never too early to get everything rolling in place because it's so big, and
Not when it comes to
you
us.
don't want to forget anything. God Almighty. So we started planning all this, and we were like, okay, last year we did about 75 folks, and that included like stragglers who were seeing stuff like, hey, what's going on? I want something for free.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, maybe we can pull like 100 folks. So we decided that we would do 100 of everything: 100 grab bags, 100 stickers, two stickers each with 100 designs, 100 printouts with 30 signed copies of each. Basically everything 100.
Yeah.
JB, how many people showed up?
So I actually made 115 grab bags just in case.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
And Todd was nice enough to make 125 buttons for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttons. So we went through 118 things. I think the last 3 people I just handed out our stickers and some buttons to, which we could probably give some buttons away for giveaways because they are pretty nice. So last year's was mustard yellow. This year's is green for relish, but next year I think it's going to be red. Todd said eventually you'll be able to have an entire rainbow of meetup buttons, which look like that.
Nice. It's the same design from last year, different color.
Different colors.
It's a new variant.
Someday we'll splurge and just do pins.
Hey, next year we're really going big.
Maybe the 5-year anniversary, we just do a pin and it's like an actual pin with a date on it.
Oof. So yeah, essentially we got about 120 folks, it sounds, give or take, which overshot our expectations. We found that a lot, or I keep saying we as in the show, JB specifically.
The royal
we found out that a lot of folks who were coming to the booth didn't really know about North of Wharf, let alone the meetup. So all credit to JB for having the great idea of making a poster for the meetup with the QR code on there for folks to scan.
And that definitely came from Tab, who watches the show. She's like, you guys need to QR code stuff more. So we threw it up on our poster, and she was right. It's an excellent idea.
Yep. All credit to, or additional credit to Todd for allowing us to even put the little 8.5 by 11 poster
when I first brought them out, he was just like, "Whoa, that got big." He's like, "I thought they were postcard size." He's like, "Totally cool. Don't worry about it."
Oh yeah. Maybe we can do postcards next year. The only thing I hate is, and it wouldn't kill me, but it would upset me, is if I saw one of those postcards like on the ground.
He said just keep doing the QR. It's nice, and they just like it, and it directly directs them where we're going.
Yeah. Next year, if we don't do the poster, then I'm going to make the wallpaper on my phone the QR code. So just
I did that a lot too.
Nice. And because of that, we went over 10K. All right, Abby, see you later, buddy.
See you, Adam. Safe flight, bud.
Oh, that's right. He's flying back tonight.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. So yeah. So how did the meetup itself go?
The meetup itself went really, really well. At first, there was a lot of commotion and not like confusion about where we were meeting. Since Brooke had taken us up to the 3rd floor of the Hilton, a lot of people were standing outside, including Paul, trying to figure out where everybody was.
Yep.
And so real quick, I just asked Tina Apocalypse if she could message her fans and people she reaches out to and just be like, hey, tell them where we're at. And then I messaged you real quick and said, hey, go ahead and message and let people know where we're at. And then I sent Adam outside to try to rally people up. And we had some last minute stragglers come in, but we did our like cosplay costume contest. It was amazing.
Who ended up winning?
We ended up going with Bob Cephala as the winner.
Yeah, good choice.
And then after that, it was a tie between Gail and who was the other person? It was Gail, and it may have actually been the woman with Bitsy.
I was gonna say that was very cool. We never see Bitsy costumes.
No, and that was really good. But everyone's costume was really good.
Yeah,
off the hand. And that little kid that we gave the steelbook to last year, he was there again.
Oh, what was he this year?
He was still Gene, and he was Little Bob. He was still Little Bob.
Oh, was it the son and father?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
But yeah,
Um,
he's like, I remember you guys.
oh, nice. I saw one person that I recognized. She was Clip Clop Tina, but
Tina.
last year she was Super Tina. So
No, she
people,
was great.
yeah, she's cool.
And
She's
all
cool.
the fans were handing out. It was super cool. Like Tina made these awesome friendship bracelets, and I got a
Yes.
Gale one.
Yeah.
Um, but then other people did it too. So I have like a little
Oh,
Bob
nice.
one. I also have this one, and it says Sneaky Pete.
Yeah,
It
nice.
was like that's just fun. So it was just a lot of like really cool people just hanging out. We talked about the show, what we were hoping for this year. It was just a real good group of people. There was no drama. There was no like I didn't get anything. It was
Yeah.
like nobody, everybody was just cool. And it was
It,
really chill. And it was like, okay, this is a nice break from other people's fan bases.
it sounds like it was so chill that you forgot to do trivia.
We didn't really need to. That's
Yeah.
the weird part. Most people just kind of we're gonna do a Tina picture, we're gonna do a Louise picture, we're gonna do a family picture, we're gonna do this, and that. And it just became like people would branch off and just talk to everybody.
I gotta figure that and getting out of the heat, everybody was just like, you know what, this is cool. We're chilling now. Let's just be here
Let's
and
just
be
be,
cool.
and everyone just kind of enjoyed it. And then eventually the Solar Opposites panel started, and the Great North was after that, and then Bob's. So people started to branch off and do their thing, whatever they want to do the rest of the day. But it lasted about an hour and a half.
Nice, 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 nice. So next year, and again, me and JB have already started discussions for next year. He's been home for a day, and I said that's long enough, JB. We got to get back to it. Um, we're going bigger. We're going better. I think we're going to try for the same location, same time frame that we did this year.
We also had someone who made buttons and handed them
Oh,
out. So I have this one with Bad Coochie Kopi and Louise. That was fun.
yes.
Todd also handed out his opening night, The Floor is Open on Wednesday preview button.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, that's dope. I want one.
And the cool thing this year was like we were able to get, if you were part of the Bob's thing, and this was just kind of handed to us. I think they only handed it out to a handful of people, but it was the VIP access pass to Zenipede.
What?
Yeah, these were little placards for the General Insanity tour, which I got wrong in trivia, if you remember. And these were handed out, and if you had one of these, you were able to get a grab bag.
Okay, so for at the panel.
Yeah, they were handed out at the panel, I guess, but no one asked questions or anything, so I'm really not sure how people got them.
Yeah, okay. I knew they were doing grab bags. I didn't know how they were going to do it and how the strike and everything would have affected all that. But that's dope. I don't suppose you have an extra one.
I'm sure Todd does.
Yeah, it's fine. It's no big deal.
The only other thing that was, I think, one of a kind was the Crapopolis t-shirts.
Oh, nice. I saw pictures of those. Yeah.
These came in a grab bag. You either got Tyrannus, which is the king, which is played by Richard Ayoade, or you got what's her name? She is his sister, who's super tall and like the brute who like beats everybody up. Or you got hers. So it was a lot of fun. I will say that show is definitely something I'm interested in.
That's a nice segue. We can go back to the meetup a little later if you'd like, if we have any more to discuss there. But you did go to the Crapopolis world premiere, I suppose, of the first episode. You were lucky enough to go with Todd and some of the crew, and
we were able to watch 2.
Ooh, okay. Episode 1 and 2, I assume.
1 and 9.
1 and 9.
Very weird mix. Yeah, 1 and 9.
Is 9 like the finale, or why would they choose 9?
I think they just didn't want to show the story progression.
Fair enough. So you watch like one episode, and all of a sudden they have like dinosaurs in the next one. You're like, the fuck. How was now? I've only seen the small animatic, and I'm on record saying I wasn't too stoked on it. How was Crapopolis as a put together final product?
So I would describe Crapopolis as a more palatable Rick and Morty. Okay. I like Rick and Morty, but there are times where I'm just like, okay, this is a little much. Sometimes the pacing of Rick and Morty is way too fast. And sometimes you just miss parts of it, or you're like, I don't really know what's going on. This takes its time, but it goes at a pace, kind of like Bob's. It's paced well.
Okay.
The jokes are hits because there's very much like every character knows who they are.
Hmm.
And right out of the gate, that's what you get. So very much like you can see the like confusion between two of them, or the angst they have between them, or like the bitterness of sister and brother rivalries, and it just goes. Some of the humor is pretty dry, but it will eventually, like after you like think about it, like, oh, I get the joke now. That's really good.
Hmm.
Stuff like that. And I think it definitely that leads to high replay value, and there's always something going on in the background. So even if you're like just kind of watching, eventually you'll see like somebody, like some animal came down and swooped and picked somebody up, and you're like, oh, I didn't catch that the first time. So it's just interesting enough, and the story is good, the characters are good. All in all, and I lost Mike, but I do think that there he is. I do think overall,
We
Crapopolis is
we
solid.
we almost made it without a hiccup.
I know it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give it the old college try. We'll see. I said the cast was dope, but then I said the same thing when Housebroken was announced.
I think this cast. So as of right now, that's all that's in the show. That's all we saw. They have a few side characters, but they
Mhm.
don't seem to be repeating as of now.
Okay.
But it's very much just like the family. Like right here, you'll have like Tyrannus, you'll have Hippocampus, you'll have um, mom and dad, which is Schlub and Deliria, and I can't remember the sister's name. She's on one of my other buttons.
God,
But
you already know the character names. All right.
well, they're on these buttons that
Oh,
Todd
okay.
bring out.
Okay.
But like I knew Tyrannus because I like Richard Ayoade a lot. I like Hippocampus a lot because he's also a comedian that's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's their banter back and forth is really what keeps the show going.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Chelseams.
Oh yeah, there's none of that, which I was very glad to see. There's none of that like, come on, Morty, let's go, we gotta get out, Morty. None of that stuff. And like, yeah, I can tolerate most of that stuff, but for a little while, and then I'm just like, okay, this is a little much.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that.
So there, we do have we are. Sorry, I got a text. To be excited is the right mood, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. I'd say I'm pleasantly surprised by it, and I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Okay.
I think.
Do we know? Do we know how many episodes we got in the season? Is it like a standard 22?
There was none of that was even uttered.
Okay. Okay. Right.
But overall, like, I'm excited for the show. I think so like we would hand out the poster, this postcard, and a button every day. Wednesday,
at the animation domination,
and Wednesday barely anybody took it. They maybe grabbed the button and that's it. Hey Bex. Yeah. Then we would get to like
hey Bex.
Thursday, no one really took them. Like maybe more people grabbed the buttons. Mm-hmm. After it premiered, people went freaking nuts for this stuff and kept asking when we were having it, when they could get it, and then instead of grabbing just one thing, they would grab all three.
Interesting.
And then they wanted to talk about it.
Nice.
So like, it definitely right off the bat, I think caught some people off guard. And they were like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good. I kind of like this." They did bring up the blockchain once.
Have they figured that out yet? Because I have no idea what it means.
And NFTs. And yeah, they really didn't talk about how it works.
Because they don't know. Nobody knows. You get these chickens.
They just talked about the chickens, and I think they said like everyone should have a crap chicken at some point. But like only one person said like, "What do I do with my crap chickens?"
Exactly. I don't know how it works into the show. All right, Mario, take care. We'll talk later, buddy.
Mario, don't work too hard, bud.
Oh, well, he's always working hard.
I know he is.
Always working hard on the good old Great North. Chelseams is listening to us through her car. Be careful.
Ooh. Yes.
Careful. We are not worth getting into a crash war. Okay, so Crapopolis, okay, sorry. Jesus, criminy. Crapopolis sounds promising. The Great North and Bob's Burgers.
Yep.
Essentially, they had the same panel.
Mm-hmm.
What were you to see? No spoilers, of course.
We won't go there.
Yeah.
No. So the Great North and Bob's. For Great North, it was introduced by Will Strode. He's a super nice guy. He came out, did his spiel and talked and said like what we were going to see, which was the first episode or an episode from the season. And then he didn't know what to do after he introduced it.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of was just like standing in the stage going like, does anyone know where I go? Like, where do I walk? How do I get off the stage?
What do I do with my hands?
Because it just started and he's like, what do I do? So he exited and then they turned it on. We watched it. It was a good episode. It was a solid, again, Great North episode. It was funny. I enjoyed it a lot. And the room was full.
It looked like it. I saw was it a big room? Like not Hall H big, but was it big?
The Omni's pretty big. There's like 2 TVs up front or 2 big screens. Then there's like a thing of seats. And then you go back and there's like 3. And then you go back some more and there's like 4 screens. And then there's the back of the room.
So it wasn't the Great North panel last year was in a different area was this year. Sounds like.
Yeah, they moved to the Omni room.
Okay.
Yeah, last year I think they were in room 5A something B, 6B or CV or something.
Okay.
It was kind of off in a little place, but this was big. Solar Opposites played before this. It was big. And not many people left. They stayed for the Great North.
Oh, I bet. But Carneopolis, I don't think I spelled that right. Little confused, Bex.
How cool Carneopolis was in the movie? Yes.
And how I was in the movie? Probably.
Maybe. No.
So you got to see the season 4 premiere of The Great North and season 14 of Bob's Burgers.
The episode for Great North, I don't think was the season opener.
Okay.
I think it was just one of the episodes in it.
Okay.
I mean, I could look at the list.
That's fine. Obviously, we can't get into details. From what you were telling me, they did say everybody be cool. Don't tell anybody what's going on here. This is for
They
you.
did have a screen ahead of time that said like disclaimer, like this is the property of Fox and Bento Box, and don't videotape it, don't like record it, don't do any of that stuff.
And these were final products, right? These weren't like animatics. These were the episodes.
They were the episodes in their entirety.
Okay. And how was the Great North episode? Without any details, of course.
So this episode was more Judy driven, which we haven't had in a long time. The lesson was good. It definitely played into some of the issues that Judy was having in that moment.
Okay.
There was a cult, which is cool.
Oh, all right.
But all in all, though, it was a really good episode, and the message again was solid. I think it kind of reminded Judy of some things that she needed to kind of hold on to a little bit more.
Other than a brand new episode, did you see anything new that we haven't seen before in the show? Like characters or anything like that?
No, Everybody was still there.
Nice. Okay. So solid Great North episode. Obviously, I'm not going to ask you for spoilers.
There was some good Alanis bits as well. Her and Judy had a good intro together.
Is the intro the same?
Yes.
Oh, they didn't spruce it up like they do every season?
I think they spruced it last season, and I didn't catch the Bigfoot in this episode, but I really wasn't looking for him. So
we do know that's a thing that will be returning this coming season.
Yep. There was something we brought up with Wendy and Lizzie when we talked to them, and we're like, is this going to be an ongoing thing? And they said, I don't know. And then as we watched that season, we're like, it's in every episode.
Yeah, they also said, like, we don't even know what you're talking about.
And the rule of thumb I was told is don't just watch the corners. You got to watch the middle because they're usually in plain sight too.
I remember the only one I caught last season was in the middle of the screen. He was hiding,
the one sitting on the dock, or
no, he was hiding behind the cars. Like it was the they were looking like the billboard, and he was behind the cars.
I did see the one like where he walked through the woods where Honeybee and Judy were at the women's festival,
Mm-hmm.
and I did see some of the other ones they showed in a real fast clip of the last season. I was
Hmm.
like, how did I miss that one? Like it was such in plain sight. Like he's holding onto a tree with the Tobins,
Oh,
and
it's
it's like,
so easy to miss, especially when they get the recap at the end of last season and they show you all. You're like, how the hell
mm,
did I miss that? But yeah, they're blinking, you miss it.
Homer. It did. They're
Okay.
not going to change it.
What's the
It's going to
fun
be the
thing?
same now from now on.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
keeping the water. They're
Um,
keeping the pipe burst.
Speaking of Bob's Burgers,
Hmm.
you did see the premiere for that.
Yes, I did. So that one, bring on the Yeti hunt difficulty. Oh, I think you will get that, Yahoo. I think you will. So enjoy it. I'm really hoping they come out with a T-shirt that's like Bigfoot Finders or something like that, and just
Okay.
have like Bigfoot with like a big magnifying glass or something, just something goofy as a logo. And then on the back, just literally like pictures of all of them and like how they look.
My guess, if I had to make one, is that's probably going to be a pocket tee,
I would
like
hope
just
so.
like the Yeti kind of peeking out.
Hmm. Just the head, and when you pull it down, there's the rest of his body.
Yeah.
I would love a pin too. I think that'd be fun to hide and let people find it. Or
Hmm.
even if it was a plushie, that'd be cool.
That's a thing we should do next year. Is a scavenger hunt.
Oh, that could be fun.
We should
Yeah, let's
just
let's let's talk to Tina about that. That could
yeah,
be a lot of fun.
we'll get like a signed poster, put it in a tube, and then like go find it.
It's out there. So let's see. Bob's Burgers was introduced by Bernard. He gave a quick little spiel about it. It was the premiere for season 14. Um, it's really good. It's
I know
really
you.
good, and I can't tell you a lot about it.
Yep.
Um, it's just so good. I'm sure I could probably tell you who wrote it because it's probably listed.
I think you
Maybe.
could give us the title if you remember it. I don't think that. I mean, we have all the titles, so I don't think giving
Let
the
me look at the
title
titles
name would
real
be a
quick, and I
spoiler
can tell you.
for sure. For sure.
Um, but it was well done. I did ask Bernard if he upped the animation a little bit for this one, and he's like, I worked on this one in certain parts, so yes, it's a little upped in certain areas because it did have some movie quality to it at some points. It just seemed really crisp and clear.
Hmm.
Um, it was just a really good episode, well written, awesome. Just they just nailed the genre so well and did the whole shots like movie shot for shot of what it should look like. It was just so well done.
Nice. Um, I know what happened. Um, and I'm biting my tongue because I'm so jealous that you got to see all this cool stuff. So I'm excited for the fans to see it. We'll all see it September or October.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, was there any news that they gave you that you could share? Like they after the episode aired, they like, and also we're going to Mars or something.
No, none of that. I
Mhm.
wish they had done like a question because I definitely wanted to ask like I mean Q&A stuff.
Mhm.
I would definitely want to ask like when is Jimmy coming back?
Oh yeah,
Also,
we
my
all
bigger
want to know
question, of
that.
course, is when is there going to be another Bob's Burgers live? And they'd be like, eh,
We're
"We
not
want to
having
do
one,
it.
JB. Leave us alone.
We want to do it, but
Cool. I'd say if they did like a 3 night event in Los Angeles, then I would fly out in a
I
heartbeat.
would too. But I would worry that scalpers would destroy the event for everybody."
Oh, 100%. Um, and I also figured we just work the Todd Land table. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
fresh merch here. Get
It's
your
different.
merch.
Get your merchandise. So,
All right, let me
yeah,
see if they got the episodes listed on
yeah.
this wiki
So
page.
between the panels, of course, you work in the Todd Land booth and doing the meet and greet, not meet and greet, but the fan meetup, which was huge. Take that live show to Vegas. Screw Vegas. Hate Vegas.
Not flying Spirit for that shit.
I hate Vegas so much. Vegas and New York can.
I just don't like it. They get everything.
Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's where the money is. I hate it because there's nothing to do there.
There's
There,
nothing to do.
there's one thing to do there, and it's everywhere.
And
And
I just
that's
don't care
dumb.
for it.
No, that's like going to like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Eventually, you're gonna get sick and tired of chocolate.
Well, it's like going to the Wonka factory and being lactose intolerant. You're just like, I just don't like what you have to offer here.
Maybe that's my thing too, because I don't drink. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna gamble because I don't want to lose my money. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
drink. So
Gambling for me is just like, I have my money, it's in my hand. Yes, I could make more money, but they don't like giving money. So why would I play here?
yeah,
I have better chances of playing video games and making money than I do that.
yeah. So screw Las Vegas.
So, does anyone know what the season premiere's name is? Looking at Yahoo Homer fan, one of you guys.
One of you got to know it. Which are production
Because
codes?
I'm pretty sure I know which one it is based off of just the title alone.
Yeah, it should be fairly straightforward and simple.
Mm-hmm. And I almost don't want to say because then it does. Yeah. So we won't.
Oh, yeah. Don't you know what? Save that for yourself. Hold on. I got a family texting me. YouTube live video.
So, can I say who wrote it? I feel like I can.
I think you could say who wrote it. Yeah, who wrote it?
Nora Smith wrote it.
Of course she did. Who directed it?
I believe Bernard.
Bernard, the dynamic duo. All right, fair enough.
And
yeah, we don't have that information.
She did an amazing job with this episode. It tackles a pretty normal topic, but then they take it and it's just so well done. And there's just laugh out loud moments that are just so ridiculous and over the top. It goes back to like Looney Tune kind of stuff, like just kind of like slapstick, but then it still stays in the Belcher universe. It's just great. You get little side bits with Jimmy Jr. and you get another little bit with Zeke. It's just nice all around. Just a really good episode.
Yahoo, we already had the press release out. Press releases has been out there.
Oh, it definitely starts with a bang. Like people were cheering the entire time this was playing. So people loved it. There's a lot of laughing. Gene's jokes were just like boom, 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 boom.
And they were just solid.
And they were good. And just even Tina was just kind of dry, but like the perfect Dan Mintz dry, where it's just like some of us kids were bad, not all of us though, and like just making sure that like Tina kept her name clean. So it was pretty good.
How were the end credits?
Funny.
Okay.
Like almost like Great North, like kind of funny and just with a good song. But
still classic, like
classic Bob
background. Okay.
Yeah, white background with like the animation, totally. Yeah. But it was like absolutely hysterical.
Okay, nice.
The Great North one was a heavy metal banger.
Oh, okay,
it's good.
On the level of Pizza Surprise.
Oh, and it seems like Crapopolis, their end credits are pretty much, at least the two that we saw, were mostly just talking. Like the episode kind of continues while the credits roll.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's mostly just like jokes and stuff that they couldn't say. Or like one was kind of like outtake-ish in a way. Like it was them redoing scenes. So that was kind of funny. But they also, for Crapopolis people, it's a lot like Rick and Morty with like the bleeping noises all the time. Solar Opposites did it too, where they curse too much, so they just bleep it.
Okay, gotcha.
But they do use like every now and then you'll see it slip out, but they do bleep out certain things.
Okay, I gotta figure if it's on basic cable, which it's gonna be on Fox, they can say like ass and shit, and stuff like that. They probably get like one per episode that they're allowed to do. Okay, and again, that gets its world premiere September 25th with a 2-episode thing, I believe.
2-episode, yep. 1 and 2 will be out. Then it joins Bob, Simpsons, and Family Guy on October 1st. That looks like Mike froze again. Oh, I see him moving.
Oh, I'm coming back.
Nope, he's gone.
No, I'm coming back. I'll be here.
Well, I wonder what other questions you guys have.
There we go. You're not getting rid of me.
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Okay, sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm trying to plan a big trip at the same time that we're doing this show. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Also, James, if you're watching, what up, fam? That's an inside joke for us. Okay, so I don't want to press the I don't want to press the episode too much because I know I don't want you to accidentally slip up and give a spoiler.
I just think everybody, if you're a huge Bob's fan, you will not be disappointed.
Nice.
It's that good.
Nice. Again, meetup sounded like it went spectacular. We are going to do it bigger. Like I said, JB and I have already had the starting discussions. I'm itching to get back there myself.
Mm-hmm.
I know Simon, me and Simon were talking earlier because he's in Japan now, so I was asking him about some things, and he apologized for not being there. I was like, dude, you're good.
Unacceptable.
I was like, you got bigger things. Now,
we're going to have tea. We're going to have to make up for this.
The way that the meetup was set up, obviously you were all in the same hotel as the panels. Did the crew, Simon and them, have to walk past you all in order to get to the Indigo room, or?
So usually what happens, at least what we kind of figured out with the Crabopolis premiere, is that you go to a separate back room, which is usually further away from the place.
Okay.
It connects, but it's usually in another hallway that you don't have access to.
Fair enough.
So they may have come up like a different escalator and then gone through a back room or a hallway, and then they would have been in this room that connected to the Omni room.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, that makes sense. So yeah, other than that, is there any other tidbits of Comic-Con information you'd like to leave us with?
Well, we did post the pins. Those were at the Hulu booth. They didn't hand anything out at the panels, but they handed them out at the Hulu booth. Maybe I think you brought up since maybe the talent wasn't there to hand them out.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like, we'll just give them to Hulu and they'll do it.
I didn't even know about those pins until you said something.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize they were a thing until later.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't know until you said, hey, I bought these. And I was like, what the hell are these? They're not for me. I hate the little finger thing.
I know you do. But they are basically Gene's little finger dancing in Simon's episode. So who knows? Maybe I'll have Simon sign the backgrounds. Maybe that's how you can make up not coming to the panel. Or coming to the meetup.
He's going to come next year, he said.
Yeah, that's fine.
Off topic, but excited for Fiona and Cake at the end of the summer. What the hell is that?
Explain yourself.
Explain yourself, Yahoo.
I do have the posters, so I can show what those look like.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you only get the our shows?
No. Yeah, I grabbed Bob's in the Great North. Great North one's good. I like the little patches that come with it, and it says kind of like Fresno Appreciation, Star Dad Elite, the Ice Storm Survivor, the Cake Ladying pin, and the Moon Court Stenographer. I like that for Judy. And then Wolf's was the Barter Boy.
Nice.
And then, of course, the Bob ones were written by Brian, who wrote the jokes, and Simon, who drew the artwork. And it's the aprons. And it's just really fun. It's super fun.
As I say, I remember me and Brian had a call, and he's like, hey, you want to see something cool? And I was like, that never ends well, but
yeah,
sure.
Usually, yeah.
He's like, shush. Here's the poster. I'm like, oh, cool.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, shut your mouth. But yeah, he wrote the jokes on there. Simon drew the artwork. They both killed it. They both knocked it out of the park. Great stuff, per usual. But yeah, we're excited to come back next year. We already have big plans. There is one more thing for us to announce before we kind of wrap it up for the night. But is there anything else you want to discuss, JB? Apparently it's Adventure Time. I've never seen an episode.
For those out there that wanted to maybe get their hands on this bad boy or any of the pins or totes or shirts, check back at toddland.com on Wednesday, probably around noonish.
So tomorrow.
Eastern time.
Or no, today's Monday.
No, it's Monday. There we go. So yeah, on Wednesday, supposedly they're going to do a restock where it's kind of like just all the stuff that maybe they missed or stuff they left on the truck or stuff that was back at Toddland. Whatever extras he has, he will throw online. So,
nice. And for any of you who are waiting for Pride stuff, keep waiting. They have the stuff. Yeah.
Mike's pin.
That's my pin. I wrote that.
It is. Don't be a drag, just to be a bean.
2 years in a row, your boys got the pride stuff. The gear came in, all the buttons and stuff came in as Comic-Con was ramping up, so Todd had to switch gears to Comic-Con. But the pride stuff is coming to you. Just wait. It'll be.
Just be patient.
I haven't even gotten mine yet, and I wrote the damn thing. So.
And Wheelie is amazing.
Ooh, it looks so cool. We're gonna do a review video of that once we get those in.
He's so fancy and so plush and so nice.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
There are no more Ruperts. Don't ask. There's none. No, I can't give you one or get you one. And no. Just no.
Just leave me alone about it, folks.
I answered so many questions about him, but no.
I'm surprised.
And there's some crazy stories about what people were willing to do for that thing. And yeah, it was.
JB is married, everybody.
No, it wasn't towards me. It was people at the Animation Domination booth. Like, they would just come over and be like, someone just solicited me for a Rupert doll.
Jesus.
It's like, I don't have one.
Let's see. Chelsea says Adventure Time is pretty dope. So is regular show as far as Cartoon Network goes. Chelsea's got a wheelie, so she's excited to get that. Dope. Yeah, I think we have ours eventually. I'm excited for those. I don't really do plushes, but I mean, once I saw that in real life, I had to make sure I secured myself one.
It's really good.
Let's see. Homer Fan says, can't wait for season 14 of Bob's Burgers. I know what else is going to happen for season 14 of Bob's Burgers. A Christmas episode, of course. How do you know what's going to happen in season 14? How do you know that? How do you know that? Like last year's Christmas episode. Potentially. Who knows? It could fall off completely as far as quality goes. Who knows? I wonder if Todd will bring back the two-butted goat one day instant future.
Well, pillows have been done. Plushes have not. So it's anyone's game.
Plushes are expensive. You found out what in the EIDR. What'd you find out?
Was that the website where copyright or whatever you put in?
Yeah, I mean, you can get like episode titles there, but I don't think they give out information as far as what the episodes entail.
Like synopsises?
Yeah, that's...
Synopsize?
Synopsises. Each episode has its own identity. It's any given Sunday for the upcoming episodes. Oh, so you know the episode titles. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, looking forward to season 14. Excited. Some of the other upcoming episode titles for these. Okay. So you know the episode titles. Okay. I thought you knew like details of the episodes.
Because then I was about to say that the EIDR is a terrible system. They're able to just do that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think. When you submit something for that, you don't have to give a synopsis. It's just episode titles, production codes. Potentially run times, stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, like I said, JB has seen the premiere. He said it's amazing. I trust that man. With really somebody else's life, I think he knows what he's talking about. But yeah,
it's very good. I'm excited to hear everybody else's opinion of it when it comes out in October.
Yeah, for sure. So anything else Comic-Con wise, show wise? There's really not any news because again, the strikes are still going on. There's no end in sight for those things. Could go until 2024. Probably will go until in 2024.
Unfortunately.
And then the shitty thing about that is the Animation Guild, their contract's up in June of 2024. So they're potentially going to go on strike.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen because Lauren retweeted and said, can't wait to go to the meetup next year.
He did.
Can't wait to go back to Toddland booth and see these things in person. It's like,
Yes, and you can blame me for this if you want. I decided if I couldn't go to Comic-Con, nobody's going to go to Comic-Con. So did I will this? Maybe. I don't know. Who's to say? But I will be there next year.
Get off my plane.
Still says I got one of the first 400 mammoths too. Checked out 1 minute. Nice.
You get a special surprise.
If you got like that Apple Pay, it's always just like click done. Get a special surprise. I don't know about a special surprise.
Oh, we had to announce it to everybody.
Oh,
the first 400 orders of the wheelie were able to get a special something with their wheelie. They get a special something from Todd.
Ooh, be on the lookout for that, everybody. I believe the wheelie mammoths are shipping around September, is what if I remember correctly.
It's around you should get them around when the season premieres.
Nice. There you go, everybody.
So you can cuddle up with your wheelie and watch the episodes.
And it is a good size wheelie too. Who says it might be Hollywood executives are greedy. Hey, there's a lot more than just money needing to be hashed out there. Money is the root of it all, but there's a lot of things going on there. But yeah, the directors, their guild got taken care of. The Broadway actors were about to go on strike, but then they got taken care of. So it's a matter of one side blinking first, and hopefully it's the studios.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Whatever happens, and I think this strike is a little different than all the other ones previous because, again, you have, for the first time since I think it was in the 60s, you have both the actors and the writers striking at the same time. And once they join forces, everything shuts down. I think they were saying when the writers went on strike, 80% of production shut down. Now with actors, I mean, that's essentially everything but
animation.
Shows and animation, yeah. I know a lot of folks were concerned with the strike. Is Bob still going to happen as normal? The answer is yes. Season 14 is
done.
Was being worked on long before the strike happened. As you know, JB, the seasons essentially are one season or we're seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep, animation has to be shipped overseas 9 months ahead of time to make sure that it's done and completed.
Yeah, so essentially when season 13 premiered, they were knee deep in season 14 working on it. So we'll be good there. Season 15 now, that's where we got to worry. So
yeah,
I'm gonna start freaking out about 15.
That's the next issue because they've have scripts potentially because they talk about writing into later in this 20 seasons at this point, but those also have to be fine tuned, edited.
Yeah, they have skeletons.
Redrafts. We have ideas and they have A plot, B plot, but it hasn't been fleshed out. Jokes haven't been developed, so
absolutely. So
15 could get affected.
15 is going to be a little weird. God forbid we ever get a clip show episode to fill the void.
Not going to happen. I think they just don't even put it out.
Yeah, they just won't put out an episode. Or a short season.
I freaking hated that shit. Nickelodeon did that all the time.
I loved it when The Simpsons did it because they did it fun. They did it different. It wasn't just like a normal clip show. But yeah, this is the first time Bob's has had to deal with a strike, so it's interesting to see how this next season, not just Bob's, but yeah, the Great North as well, and all these shows we love. But yeah, the strike's still going strong. 2024. Get it all together.
I'm hoping it breaks by Christmas, but Mike is holding out till after the New Year's.
Me and the rest of the actors and writers, everybody says 2024.
I'm just hoping that they're let's just do the animation thing now too and get it over with and just get everyone taken care of.
Maybe. I mean, maybe they'll realize, because again, during the pandemic, animation's what got everybody through jobs and all that. So
it's the only thing making money.
Hopefully they pull their head out of their ass. Yeah. So, because JB and I crossed over 10,000 followers, which may not be something to other folks, but it's us.
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool for us. I don't.
We didn't plan on this happening when we started. No. So for us, this is a big thing.
Yeah, much like a baby, you never plan for when it just kind of happens, and you have to deal with it. So now that we are worldwide international superstars, JB, I think it's time to celebrate with a giveaway.
Oh.
Now, with Comic-Con, there were dope things released, and people were it's like eating a lot of member bears in 30 minutes. What is a clip show episode? Is that awesome? It's never a dumb question. No dumb questions. You don't know the answer, then it's not a dumb question.
Like literally, Family Guy is literally just this every episode at this point now.
Yeah, it's literally just like a best of clips. Like they'll show like the best of Gene and just be like doo. Yeah, so dumb stuff like that. Thank you. So
thank you.
Because we passed 10K and we are as famous as Mr. Beast at this point.
Oh yeah.
We're
coming.
We're coming for you, Mr. Beast. 32 million to our 10,000. We're gonna get you. JB and I decided to do a giveaway. Any giveaway. We are giving away. I have one in front of me, so I can.
I do too.
Okay. On the count of 3, let's just do it together.
All right.
1, 2, 3. We are giving away one of these. The Nightlight Kuchable hat. We are
exclusive to Comic-Con this year only.
Where's the camera? Exclusive to Comic-Con San Diego 2023. Giving away one of these. As far as the parameters and how that's all going to work out, that'll be in a post on Instagram probably tomorrow, or maybe at the start of next week. We'll figure all that out. But be on the lookout for that because we are giving away one of these. Fresh in box with bags, the whole 9 yards. A lot of folks. Good
bubble wrap it.
There you go, bubble wrap it.
You think Mr. Beast bubble wraps? Yeah,
we're gonna bubble wrap.
We will triple wrap this.
Yeah. So, you know what? That'll be our thing. It'll be hashtag fuck Mr. Beast.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's gonna help us a lot.
So
actually, who knows? Then maybe he disses us, and then people dislike us. This becomes this whole debate.
There you go, as a Mr. Beast revolution against him. Okay. Oh yeah, we're giving away a one of these. The Kuchikopi Nightlights. We're gonna do a contest on Instagram, so be on the lookout for that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get a fresh one in box. Comes with batteries. I don't know because we got a couple for ourselves. Some of them I'm damaged, so there's stuff like that. Can people from outside of the U.S. enter? That's something we have to figure out.
If we do that, shipping is where we get nailed.
Yeah, we really get boned on the shipping. So if it's international, I mean, if you want to cover shipping, if you win.
That might be something we do is like if you're international, you cover shipping, we can do it because I think we did ship a prize once and it was more than the actual item.
God, did we get boned?
And we had to track it. And the poor person had to go to their post and just be like, I know you have it. It's here. Give it to me.
Yeah, customs and all that stuff is such a pain in the ass.
But we'll do it. But it's more if you're willing to cover shipping, I think we would do it.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
But get me out of Latin America. Hey, maybe I'll just throw it over the border to you. Oh wait, no, I assume you don't.
It's quite
South America probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, be on the lookout for that. All the rules will be posted on the Instagram as far as how to get your hands on one of these. And we are only giving away one right now. So yeah, who knows? Who knows what happens in the future? But for now, we have one of these to give away to one of you. So again, I'm look out for that. Anything else, JD?
Be on the lookout for interviews. We've been, especially since Comic-Con happened, we met a lot of cool people who voiced that they wanted to come on and talk about the shows and talk about things, and they're allowed to because they're animators and they work behind the scenes and they're not voice actors or directors or writers. So
yeah. Well, directors we can get. Writers and actors we can't get right now. But a lot of other folks have expressed interest in coming on the show. We didn't ask them. They said they want to be on. And that's dope. Because it means they know us.
Before we go, special shout out to Jay Caston. Excellent job on your first episode, right? It was a great job. He did the Great North one for us. It was solid.
We were chatting on Instagram, and he was like, "I can't wait for you guys to see it. I got an episode this season." And
It's
from
good.
what he was saying, it was for last season, but it held over to season 4.
It's good.
Nice. Is that the one you saw?
Yep.
Nice.
I saw his name and I was like, oh, Jay did
Nice.
it. And
Nice.
then he posted a picture of him in the back with his son. And he's like, we did it.
Oh,
He's like, I didn't stop by the booth. I'm an idiot.
I said, I guess he's got time to take photos, but he can't come on the show.
Should our hashtag for this be like, besides from North to Wharf, take that, Mr. Beast?
Take that, Mr. Beast, or Jay Caston for FNTW or something.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get him on here. He wants to come on here. He's busy, of course.
Yes.
New Futurama dropped. It was okay to start off the new show. Oh, they got a little nod to Bob's Burgers in the Futurama.
They did.
Mm-hmm. Blob's Burgers. Yeah. Brian did most of that. So
the installation, we didn't get to go because the wait was too long.
It looked insane.
And I get why, but at the same time, it was like going to like Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's like going to like I forget what it's called, landing or whatever, but they only allowed so many people in at a time, and it was so that you could experience the whole thing without being rushed, and you could do your photos. And like I get it, but at the same time,
I appreciate that they did that. It sucks. You should have went there like at the end of the day, like before they shut down, and said, "Hey, I don't know if you know."
I guess we could have tried that. Yeah. Maybe if Todd had come with us too, but
they wouldn't know who he is.
No, but if like we went through, like asked to go as like a group through it, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just packed all day long.
Well, for what it's worth, the Bob's thing, while it did look cool, seemed like a giant photo op.
It was a big photo op. They did hand out burgers, but you had to be there at certain times.
Yeah, and it wasn't like especially packed
to the person who took 2. Why take 2?
Everybody calm down on that. There was probably somebody in line that they took one for. These were just regular smegular boxes, not like last year where they had them wrapped in like the Bob's Burgers wrapping. So that was dope. I am interested in what the Great North was. It looked like a dome with like Alanis.
Oh, it was stuff. It was Alanis. And she answered your questions.
Like the Finding Dory thing, Nemo thing, yeah. Chelsea says, "Oh, how is your back neck issues, Mike? I keep forgetting to ask every week." Oh, thank you. I got my second round of shots, cortisone shots, on July 5th. These ones aren't taking as well as the first ones, so I gotta call them and figure out what's going on. Other than that, still hurts all the time. I had someone behind them. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I gotta figure that. For what it's worth, that lady that I saw take 2 didn't seem like somebody who would be at Comic-Con to begin with. So my guess is she's somebody's mom, and then they said, "Go get me one." So she got one for her and one for them.
Yeah, probably.
So everybody leave the mom alone.
But yeah, Planet Express was super cool. Everything was pretty cool when it came to the Hulu like activation. So they did a good job.
Nice. Yeah, I am curious as to, because Hulu has Animayhem.
Mm-hmm.
Fox has Animation Domination.
Uh-huh.
They're all essentially the same shows.
Yep.
So what the hell's going on there? Nobody seems to know.
Great question.
Barbie or Oppenheimer? Oh, I saw both.
Both.
They're both great.
I'm excited for one a little bit more than the other. Can you guess which one?
I honestly don't know. They were both. I wasn't excited for Barbie, and then I saw it and I was like, "Oh, this is a 10 out of 10. I love this movie."
I'm a little bit just like an edge more for Oppenheimer, but Barbie I'm all about.
That's a good.
I love Greta Gerwig, so I'm excited for that.
I find that the folks who are getting upset are also the same folks that say, "Not every man." Looking at photos over what's going on in San Diego is great. So another year I'm not attending the con.
They broke attendance issues though. They broke the records for a lot of these things. It was interesting.
Well, this is the second year back from the pandemic. I think the first year folks were excited but a little cautious, and now that they saw that everything's running smoothly, let's go. They said, "Fuck it, let's go." But yeah,
not all men.
Yeah, not all men are the people getting upset about this movie.
Or it's the people that like say like it was a great movie, but could I say something about that?
Yeah.
Could I clarify?
their agenda. There was one thing that I took personal issue with in the movie. You haven't seen Barbie, have you?
Nope.
Okay, then we'll say that for another thing. But there was one thing that I took personal issue that I was like, maybe that was a line too far. They didn't need that for this movie, and we can get into that when you see it.
Okay.
Oppenheimer was good. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I mean, it was and it wasn't. There was but again, we'll discuss that when you actually see it. But yeah, both. Okay, so you'll see it by the time we do another show.
Oh yeah.
Okay, bet. Yeah, both great movies for different reasons. Chelseams, have you seen Barbie? I assume so. I hope so. But
yeah. Yahoo's seen it? Which one has he seen?
Yeah, Yahoo. Which one have you seen?
Or I guess which one are you looking forward to seeing more?
I'm telling you, they're both great. They're funny. Ryan Gosling kills it. Margot Robbie kills it. It touches on real topics. It's good. And again, the people who are upset about it are the ones who always start an argument with like, well, not every man. Like, all right, calm down.
Right, haven't seen it yet. Not yet. Okay.
Oh yeah, go see it.
Mm-hmm. And they're both doing great. They're basically just splitting the box office right now.
Yeah, go see both. Go see both. Don't listen to folks like, oh, it's a Barbie movie and blah blah and whatever their other arguments are. It's good. Go see it.
Go enjoy it.
Oh yeah, ours was sold out. We got our tickets early and sold out. So yeah. I don't know. That's all I got to say about that without spoiling it for everybody. But yeah, anything else, JB? Any parting words before we
trying to think if there's anything else that I didn't show off or anyone got to see.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's everything.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well then. Yeah. All right, next week we will discuss Oppenheimer and Barbie once JB gets to see those. I am curious, when you see Barbie, see if you can, after viewing it, if you can point out the spot I have particular issue with. And it's glossed over, so, but yeah, there's...
I'll put on my mic hat for that one.
Yeah, there's one little thing where... And I'm all for everything the movie represents and the message it gives, but there was one thing that I was like,
I'm for every man getting cheesecake, but they denied Ken cheesecake.
I was like, Greta, maybe that particular line could have been a deleted scene. And I'm sure other people felt the same way, but it wasn't. I haven't seen it in any particular argument just yet. So I'm excited to not excited, but I do want to discuss that because it is, like I said, it's controversial and something that I was like, ooh, I was with you up until this point. I was all yay Barbie, yay women, etc. But even I got to draw a line somewhere. So but we'll get into it. Well, what in a Barbie movie could offend Mike? We'll have to find out next week once JB sees it. Yeah, probably. Yeah. If you're good, I'm good.
We're good. Let's do it.
All right. This has been From the Great North to one. Oh, wait, hold on. Chelseams. I wonder if I can tell what line you're talking about when I hear it. Hey, Chelseams. Yeah, tune back in next week. JB will see it and we'll have a spoiler review. And we'll have it's something that I want to have a discussion about for sure. Hopefully Abby's back too, so she can lend her very particular point of view on all of it, and she can expand on it.
It's the not Mike point of view.
Yeah, it's the opposite of mine. Maybe she can tell me I'm being dramatic, and I'll say, "Shut your mouth." This has been From the Great North to Wonderwharf, your one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike,
and I'm JB.
And we will see you next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you can't catch it live, you can always catch it on repeat on the YouTube channel. Yeah, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. See you next time.
Bye-bye.